Dang it! I like the new Call of Duty. That means I'm going to be playing it obsessively for the next few months. Welcome to Modern Warfare 2. I played a little bit of the demo that they did of this, or I guess the multiplayer beta that they did of this a little while back, and I had a few reservations about it. Specifically, I was worried that the guns bounced around a little bit too much, and that the time to kill was surprisingly high, which made it a little bit harder for me to get into it, because a lot of what I really enjoy about Call of Duty is that sense of precision and the sense of just deadliness. You get the drop on someone and you take them down fast, and if you manage to survive a confrontation with somebody, you feel like, wow, I did that by the skin of my teeth, and I almost feel like I went into bullet time. And so having a low time to kill really helps with that, and also, I'm just better at it if it's a low time to kill. So I feel like they have done some retuning since the build that was used for that multiplayer beta. I do feel like my guns are steadier. I don't know that the time to kill went down, but because I have the steadier guns, I can cope with it a little bit better. And I'm able to enjoy it. So I have been really enjoying myself playing Modern Warfare 2. At some point, we should probably spend some time getting into the new creative class system, the new gunsmith, all of that stuff. But I think I'll save that stuff a little bit later and just give you a little bit of context of the playlist that I'm going to be playing and what I'm going to be trying to do. So this screen right here, this is showing my challenges, the daily challenges over there on the left side of the screen. I have to point to my right, so it feels weird to say left while I'm doing this. But there you go. So this is, of course, how I play all of my favorite games these days. I just jump in and I play the challenges. I play the bounties in State of Decay 2. I do the challenges in Vigor. And now Call of Duty also has challenges. So today, so far, I guess as of 9 p.m. last night, I got 5 operator kills with my secondary weapon using the overkill perk. And I got 1 operator kill with a lethal piece of equipment. The one thing I'm missing is I have not gotten any operator headshots with LMGs. And that's because I never use LMGs. They're just not my favorite thing. It's nice to not have to reload them that often, but they're just kind of not my cup of tea. I tend to really like battle rifles, marksman rifles, that sort of thing. Assault rifles at the minimum. LMGs are just a little bit too far down. Like if you go the spectrum from sniper rifles, which are too far on one end, to marksman rifles, battle rifles, assault rifles, and LMGs and SMGs. The LMGs and the SMGs are off on a side where I'm like, not really my favorite. Sniper rifles, not really my favorite. I like that middle group, which are very versatile. You can use them in a lot of different situations. But I made myself an LMG class because I can't resist the siren call of challenges. That's the word I'm looking for. Challenges. So I made one. It's called Sasquatch. And it's called Sasquatch because it's huge and has a massive gun. And so, yeah, I'll be trying out the RAAL MG for the first time. So hopefully I do okay. And if I don't, that's my excuse for why I'm doing badly on the stream. I should back out of here real quick, though, to show you sort of the context of what we'll be playing. So there are several different ways that you can approach, matchmaking into a multiplayer game. They offer these versions of the game called Ground War and Invasion. Ground War, if I understand it right, and I could be getting this wrong, Ground War is like the Battlefield game mode. It's the one where you're capturing control points, and it's less about your own survival and the number of kills you get, and more about tactically, are you controlling the battlefield or not. And then Invasion, I believe, is a very large-scale mode that includes a lot of bots on both sides. I tried that out, and it was fun. It was particularly fun if you're, for instance, a new player to the game, somebody who wants to be able to, achieve some small victories against bots in a larger context, but doesn't quite feel confident getting into the full-on, straight-up Team Deathmatch matchmaking. Invasion might actually be a really good place to start. But I'm not doing that. Instead, what I'm doing is quick play. At first, I was nervous about quick play because I think there are some multiplayer games where quick play means we'll just drop you into whatever we want to. And I'm very picky about my Call of Duty game modes. And so, luckily, I was able to filter it. I filtered it down to just Team Deathmatch. I cut everything else out. I do not want to play any of these modes. All they do, as far as I'm concerned, is split the player base. I just want to play Team Deathmatch. That is the classic game mode from the original Call of Duty, and I've never really wanted anything else. So I took my quick play button, and I filtered it down so that it only does Team Deathmatch, and that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to start matchmaking. The matchmaking has been surprisingly quick, actually to the point where I've gotten frustrated by my inability to either mess with my creative class or like watch even a minute of a YouTube video in between sessions, because they will basically, I think they'll start matchmaking your next session during the wrap up of the previous game, and I have never seen such low downtime between multiplayer matches in Call of Duty as I've seen in Modern Warfare 2. So it's almost frustrating they've done it so effectively. By the way, I'm playing as Gus. You get to choose two different characters to play, depending on which side you're on in the battle. So I've chosen Gus here. He's the one that you unlock if you've got a lot of assists, but just can't seal the deal. And he's got big mustache energy, and so that's why I like him. I think I've chosen Rose as the person that I play on the other side. So Beard Ride is a big fan of objective modes, and this thing, this is
UAV on station.
Oh. That guy's talking loud. Okay, I'm going to switch over to this. Ah! I have made this very loud. I'm going to pull that back a little bit. Okay. Anyway, I respect objective modes. I think they are potentially very good. They're just not my thing in Call of Duty. I like to run forward and shoot my gun at things. And that's what Team Deathmatch is all about. Okay, so I've got an LMG. It's a brand new, unmodified, unleveled up LMG. Which means the time to aim it is really high. Also, I haven't seen a single enemy. Now I have. Oh, and they've seen me. Excellent. That's about how you should expect this to go. So the chances of me getting headshots, a lot of headshots, when I haven't unlocked a sight for this thing yet, kind of low.
Covering your six.
So people always shout that they're covering your 6. Whether the player actually intends to cover your 6 or not, which is kind of funny. They just kind of make assumptions. Oh, I'm not supposed to be here? I didn't know I wasn't supposed to be there. Okay, it looks like we've actually pushed the spawn. I think that, yeah, we're spawning on the other side of the map now. Ooh, I didn't bring a launcher with me. So I can't take out that UAV very effectively. Yeah, is this going to be one of these matches where I'm just a tourist? There we go. Oh, but I got. Well, we're trading kills so far. That's fine. At least I'm not making the match worse for my team. Whenever somebody comes flying out of the sky, I get nervous. Like, I don't... Oh, okay, so something's happening over there. Okay, looks like I can't penetrate that.
Covering your 6.
Oh. Okay, the thing that's hard for me to remember with LMGs, and that wasn't a mistake I made just then, is that it is difficult. So you should not reload all the time. Wah! Okay. I have a habit of playing with battle rifles that have very small clips. Oh. Oh, that's a friend too. I'm just shooting at friendlies. Nothing but friendlies right now. I've switched sides. Whew. But yeah, so I have to, like, resist the temptation to reload after every encounter. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. I was trying to figure out what equipment I brought with me, because I forgot what I put in this class. Oh, okay, I've got thermite. I was thinking if it was a trap or something, I want to be preemptively setting it all the time, but no, I've got thermite instead. Whoa, you hear that? That was a drill charge. Drill charges are awesome. I mean, it's hard to use them, but theoretically they're awesome. Actually, if I had had a drill charge when I was trying to shoot through that stone wall and failed, I could have gotten through it. Basically, what a drill charge does is, it's like it casts a... It's like it casts a line straight through whatever wall you attach it to, and then it makes an explosion happen on the opposite side of that wall.
Hostile UAV in the area.
Geometrically, it's very simple. It's actually surprisingly straightforward. And it really works. It gives you an interesting way to sort of counter enemies in cover. I don't know if anybody's up there, but I'm setting it on fire anyway. Just because I want to use my thermite. Yeah, you can see these guys ahead of me are, like, jumping around. Well, crap. Every time they go around a corner. Not my favorite way to play. People do it in Vigor, too, and it just drives me crazy. Just because, like, I mean, yeah, it's effective. And congratulations for coming up with this clever skill. But also, it looks weird. And I can't imagine wanting it to be a part of the way that I play. So it means that these people, you people who do that, they do have, if they're capable of that, they do have an advantage over me. And it's a legitimate advantage. I mean, that's how the game works. But I'm always just a little weirded out by it, you know? Okay, I thought... Okay, are they going to come rushing out? Come on. Come on.
Our UAV is orbiting the area.
Okay, they're going other directions. Let me try to... I don't think we've got... Oh! Oh, there's water in this game, by the way. And I don't know how it works! Okay.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Okay, they know where I am. And I no longer know where they are, which is inconvenient. I saw... Oh, there he is! Hi! Yes! Well, this is actually one of the larger score differentials I've seen since I started playing Modern Warfare 2. So I think part of the reason I was doing poorly was because my team was so effective that I didn't have any kills left for me to get. So, yeah, I just broke even. I didn't do great. I was the worst one on the team. That's fine. It's okay. I was also using a gun I am very, very unaccustomed to. But let's see if we leveled it up at all. Not quite. Okay, I'll need to spend some more time with it. And I didn't get a single headshot. You can't see... Yeah, there you go. So I got no headshots with this gun, so I guess I'm going to have to try again. But we'll see how quickly they can set me up in another match. And let me try to catch up with the chat while they're very quickly getting me into a new game. Let's see here. Okay, people are talking about lore of State of Decay 2, so I'll let you talk about that. Beardride says that he only plays hardcore because he can't stand dumping an entire magazine into somebody. Hey, wait, how do I mute these people? Ah, mute all. There we go. I do not want to hear Call of Duty players talk. As fun as they are to play with, I do not want to hear what they have to say. They make you sign this contract at the beginning. It's kind of funny. But they make you sign this contract at the beginning that you're going to be, playing as a good sport, that you're not going to, be harassing or, using really sort of abusive language towards other people. You sign the contract, and then, like, these idiots that you play with, they never, It's not really about the contract. It's about being a decent person to begin with. But it's just funny that, the people who make Call of Duty, they know they've got a serious problem with this stuff, and they don't know what to do about it. The people who play Call of Duty, by and large, the ones that I hear on the chat are just garbage people. So I just mute them. Well, let's see if I can do a little bit better this time.
Team Deathmatch.
Ah, okay. So this is a map that's got a lot of interior space in it, but I actually like it better. I like it better than other interior maps, partly because it's got this exterior spot.
Enemy has the lead.
I think my friends might have gotten the person I was dueling with.
We've taken the lead.
Yeah, it looks like they did. Okay. What was I talking about? I don't know. But yeah, so when I talk about being a Team Deathmatch player, like, that is definitely not me saying that I think the other, that the other modes are bad or something like that. They're not. They're not bad. In fact, I have enjoyed them from time to time. Yay, leveled it up. But this is just my favorite mode. It's how I like to play. And I think, okay, we've pushed the spawn, which means they'll be coming from over here. Oh, there's another drill charge. Seriously, the drill charge is the star of this. Oh, gosh. What was that guy doing? Okay, whenever somebody looks like they were camping for me, I like to check and see if they were. And they were not. That guy was not just standing there. Oh, hey, I've just spawned back on the other side. Okay, looks like we're pushing the spawn back and forth like crazy. I always prefer higher ground for some reason. I mean, I guess tactically that is a famously good move, but yes, headshot. Yes, headshot. Oh, we're getting our challenges now. And again, I got to remind myself, I do not need to reload. Not yet. I've got plenty of bullets for the next... Oh, sorry. Oh, gosh. Friendly fire is so hard to freaking avoid. Where was that shooting coming from? Was it up there? I don't know. Nope. Okay, we've pushed the spawn again. I think, yeah, there might be a couple bad guys here, but... Oh! That was a bad guy. So I saw a bunch of blue dots in his vague direction, and for just a split second, I read him as a friendly. Which was incorrect. Oh. Okay. Whoa! Whoa! That guy shot me into the upside down. That was amazing. Okay. Is that a... Nope. All right. Okay, there's a guy... Oh! What? Oh! Oh, okay. This guy's camping. Part of me kind of wants to punish him. Oh, I was just killed by a flaming guy. Okay, that's fine. If you're on fire, you're allowed to kill me. That's okay. Oh, this spawn point always messes with me. So very few people ever try to cross this field. This field just feels very vulnerable. Oh, what the? Okay, I don't know what was going on there. But yeah, so you often spawn in front of a building. This building right here. This looks like it's part of the main building. It's not. It's a separate building. And I always go in there, and then I peek out the windows, and there's literally no one to shoot. And like, training myself not to go into that building, because there's just nothing there for me, is actually kind of a challenge. Oh! Okay. What was that? Was that a proximity mine? Check it out. Here's me. Oh no! I've got another class where I lay those, and so I'm not going to complain about the proximity mine because I totally do that myself, and it's lots of fun. Okay, I see it. Okay, there's a guy. Okay, I can see these UAVs. Oh, dang. So part of my problem there was I'm so used to scoping in being the right move with a lot of the guns that I use that I tried to do it with this gun when I actually should have just sprayed and prayed. Would have saved me some time. Oh, somebody shot a guy up there. That was nice. All right. Yeah, okay. Running across this big open field. Hate it so much. Okay. Oh, you thought you were at home? You thought this was your home?
High alert online.
Oh, I knew that guy was coming. I was going to spray him, but his friend got me from behind. That's totally fine. Again, this Stupid house. I hate it so much. Oh, okay. Revenge. Prevenge. That guy didn't deserve it. Ooh, ooh. Oh. Oh, gosh. All right. Cool. Oh, that was all on me. I should have aimed better than that. Oh, wait. I'm behind that guy now.
Our UAV is orbiting the area.
Getting to know the map is such a critical part of being able to succeed in a Call of Duty game.
Our counter UAV is active.
Did you see that? I just estimated where a guy might be because of the, Oh, okay. Because of the UAV, and I was right. Oh, wait. Oh, they're all down the other side. Oh, gosh. Did I just announce myself so you know I'm coming? Oh, he's moving fast! I got a big old fat gun! I can't keep up with you, jerk. What? 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 Oh! Oh, I was getting multiple high alerts. So, we'll have to talk about the perk system in this game at some point, because that high alert effect, that yellow effect, that is a perk, but it's a perk that only kicks in late in the game. Ah, dang. Yeah, and so you notice I wasn't getting those alerts early on, but I'm totally getting them now.
UAV in the area.
Great, they have a UAV, we don't. I don't really even know what side they're spawning on. They could be anywhere. They could be behind us right now. Yep. Oh! Another big part of the tactics of Call of Duty is being aware of where the spawn is, which is actually one reason why I really like maps that have a sightedness to them. Like this map, for instance, even though it's, you know, traditionally I'm not a huge fan of interior maps or maps that rely very heavily on interior spaces. This one works for me because it's got a sort of sightedness to it.
Hostile counter UAV overhead.
Okay, looks like we got a runner. Look at this guy. Run, 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 run. Bloop! Run, run, run. Okay, whatever. Because that's how this works. Oh, okay. That's where that guy is.
Hostile UAV in the area.
It's weird. I'm actually having more fun this session, even though my team is losing. What was that? Guy just ran a little orbit around me. That was bizarre. Yeah, okay. I'm starting to tilt or something. I'm not. Well, I think part of the problem is I'm just running straight into battle. What I started out doing was trying to get behind these people, and I think I've just started like wanting to just respawn and getting back into the action so fast. I'm not really thinking about how I'm playing.
Friendly counter UAV is on station. Friendly UAV online.
Dang. Yeah, so my reaction time with this gun is just so poor compared to other guns that I use. I need to practice at close range, not scoping in, just spraying and praying. Because I think it'll make me more effective. And I'm the last kill. Awesome.
Mission compromised.
So 85 to 100 is about what I usually see when it comes to score split. Which is good because it means that people actually... How long was he following me? It's good because it means that they're matchmaking us pretty well. That 65 to 100 split that we saw in the last session is actually really uncommon. I've played a lot of games where it was like 99 to 100. So I've unlocked some stuff. Let's see how I did with the gun, though. Okay, we unlocked a bipod. We unlocked a stock. And completed the daily challenge, got the headshots, which means I can quit using this freaking gun. Okay, so let's leave the lobby, and let's have a look at that weapon. So let me see. So here is create a class. There's vehicle customization. I don't play any modes with vehicles in them, so I'm ignoring that for now. You got your kill streak selection, which is pretty much identical to the way it's been for the past many Call of Duties, which is, you've got these tiers, 4 kills, 5 kills, 6 kills. You can pick 1 kill streak per tier and 3 total. So I've chosen the cruise missile, the cluster mines, because I love leaving mines everywhere, and the UAV as mine. I don't tend to get on kill streaks that go much higher than that, so it seemed like a waste to even try to get other kill streaks that are higher up. But yeah. So La Coalition asks me, how do you compare the multiplayer with Vanguard? Do you like it more or less? Vanguard, of course, being the previous iteration of Call of Duty. So far, I think Vanguard was still, it really scratched the original Call of Duty itch for me very strongly. It really felt like the earliest games in the series. It felt like Call of Duty 2 in a very good way. And Vanguard is a different game. And so I think it doesn't hit me dead center in the bullseye of my Call of Duty love, but it's close. It's really close, and I'm learning to sort of love it for its own reasons. It adds some complexity that I'm still actually on the fence about, that I'm going to actually try to get into a little bit right now. So, so there's the vehicles, there's the kill streaks, but let's look at the multiplayer loadouts. So each of these loadouts that I've created, Shadow Company, Red Talon, Echo Lab, I like to give relevant names to these things. Each of them selects a certain collection of things. This is my sort of default loadout, my sort of easiest one. When I'm feeling intimidated, I use this one. And so this is, so I've got my primary weapon, my secondary weapon, my tactical consumable, my tactical equipment, lethal equipment, my perk package, and my field upgrade. And so a lot of these things are familiar things you've seen in Call of Duty before. You know what perks are. Field upgrades are fairly recent addition, but they're basically these rechargeable powers. I didn't use it because I kind of selected a dumb one for Sasquatch. I selected one that I would never use, just really oh, maybe I'll try this out and find out I like it, but I don't like it. I don't use it. So this is just it's a powerful thing that you can use 2 or 3 times a match. And it sort of you have to sort of build up to it. Whereas you have tactical and lethal, every time you spawn, you use them, you run out, and then you replenish them either by dying and coming back, or there's certain perks and things that let you replenish them mid-game. So there's 2 things that are interesting. One is perk packages. So this is a variation of the packages of the perk system from previous Call of Duty. This is actually one of the biggest revisions to the way perks work that I've ever seen in this, because they've tried a lot of different stuff. There were some Call of Duty games that only had a handful of perks, some that had a huge number of them, so many you couldn't even keep track of them. But there was always this one thing in common, which is the perks fall into categories, and you could choose 1 perk from each category, and that helped them set it up so so you couldn't just stack mutually advantageous perks together in really broken ways and come up with these really broken builds. They tried to use that as a balance technique. But the way that it works in the new Call of Duty is you don't start the game with all of your perks at the same time. You start with 2 base perks, and you begin the game with those. Then you get a bonus perk in the middle of the match and an ultimate perk towards the end of the match. So everyone's capabilities ramp up over time, over the course of the match, which is interesting. For instance, that what was it? I was using the... There we go, High Alert. So this ultimate perk right here, High Alert, that you notice that kicked in late in that last match, and I started getting these yellow glows around the edge of my screen when somebody was looking at me. Basically, if somebody aims their crosshair at you, you get a yellow glow telling you that you're about to get shot and you need to get out of the way or turn and face them or something like that. But that only kicked in late in the match. I didn't have it at the beginning of the match. And similarly, fast hands, I got a big handling bonus partway through, which I never used because I never once reloaded my gun, I think, the entire time I played, which, pat on the back for me, it's actually hard for me to remember not to load my gun. But one thing I have never actually tried is creating a custom perk package. I've unlocked a bunch of perks now for making custom perk packages. These are the 6 that they ship with. And one thing I like about this is it literally didn't occur to me until at the very end of my previous session that I was unlocking perks, and therefore there probably was a way for me to make a custom perk package. I didn't know that was a thing, and it's okay. I can play Call of Duty for years and never realize that this is a thing that I can customize, and that's fine. Like, my game is not damaged by the fact that I didn't notice this higher complexity. If they required players to engage with this complexity in order to play the game, I think you would probably drum out some people who are just like, this character system is just way too much, and they'd get and they'd just get overwhelmed. This way, this is actually, I think, like, I genuinely don't resent the fact that that I didn't have full control over this until I realized it was customizable. Let's see here. I am, by the way, I am falling way behind in the chat. So what I intend to do is actually make my very first perk package and sort of explore the system with you live on the air. But I've been ignoring chat for a really long time, so I should catch up here. So Peroxicus, back when I was talking about different game modes and stuff like that, Peroxicus said, when I first started gaming, I played WoW, was introduced to dungeons. I was always the weakest one and it was horrible, so I haven't played a multiplayer team game since. That was 6 years ago. I will only play multiplayer if I'm solo and no one else on a team is depending on me. So yeah, that's actually one thing I like about Call of Duty is the fact that even when I'm playing on a team, which it's nice to have people by my side and to feel like I'm not just me against the world, but I like the fact that very little coordination is necessary to enjoy the game. Now, if you do get a team of people who know each other and are talking to each other and coordinating, they can wipe the floor with anybody else. Like, it does make a huge difference, but that's actually pretty rare. Most of the Call of Duty community is people playing solo, just dropping into individual matches and then leaving again, and the game works just fine without it. And so it's actually the perfect team game for me because I also really get stressed out by the idea that a team depends on me to be really good in order to accomplish some goal. In Call of Duty, you can be kind of casual. And, sometimes you get somebody who's a jerk in the chat who, who wants to fixate on one particular person who they think was the one who hurt the match. But you know what? People try out new guns, try out new builds, new tactics all the time. They don't play their best all the time. Sometimes you have a bad day. It's fine. And so all you do is you mute those people. You mute everybody. You don't have to listen to that, and you just play the way you play. And it's so that's the attitude I take, because absolutely, Peroxicus, I have the same psychology that you have about that sort of thing. Oh, so yeah, Radithcore was recommending Deep Rock Galactic as a multiplayer game, specifically because I think it's an entirely co-op game. Everyone's on the same side, and there's you get a lot of control over the kind of challenge that you're taking on, and it's actually, even when things go wrong, it's kind of hilarious when things go wrong. And I never, when I played that game with my sister, I never felt like I was bringing her down, even though she had more experience in the game than I did. So the last Sith Master wants to know if we will ever add the Walking Dead characters to State of Decay's to any State of Decay game in the franchise. I personally doubt it. I mean, you never know what deals companies will make with each other, and that's the kind of where those sorts of deals happen. I think we're trying to create our own zombie universe. We've got our own rules, our own freaks, our own sort of like mechanics for how the disease works. And so I don't think we'd be very likely to try to merge with The Walking Dead. They've got their own zombies and their own rules, and I think it would be kind of strange if their character showed up in our world. We need to create our own characters. We need to make it be our own ownable IP. We don't want to just be like we want to sort of hit the sweet spot in the middle of many different zombie stories so that people feel like they can act out their favorite zombie story in our world. But at the same time, we also want our world to be distinct and be like, oh, this is the State of Decay world. You can tell because of this, that, and the other that's distinctive about this world. And because we are trying to do that, we've got things like Plague Hearts and stuff like that. It makes us incompatible with other zombie IPs. So let's see here. Le Coalition says, back on the original Modern Warfare 2, I went LMG with the hardline and counter UAV and Predator to go full support, giving my team the UAV advantage. So he tried to make it so that he could just sort of mow people down, earn kill streaks quickly, and use those kill streaks to provide recon for the rest of the team. So I should back out a little bit. I actually have a class that I use for exactly that. This is my Echo Lab class, where I grab some experimental gun that I'm not very good at, but the main thing I've got here is I've hidden the screen. So I've got some random gun. That's not the point. the point is that I've got a launcher so I can take down enemy UAVs. And I've got a perk package that lets me see enemy UAVs much more easily. And then I've got my own recon drone that I can use to mark enemies. And so I can basically sort of like hang out and put a drone up in the sky and sort of track people. Meanwhile, taking down the enemy's ability to do similar things. So yeah, I totally get that support vibe. In fact, maybe that's maybe we should make an even better, more dedicated perk loadout for that mode, so that we can, I mean, for that build, so that we can do that sort of thing. Let's see here. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's actually try a custom. Wait, not a custom loadout. A custom perk package. All right, so let's edit this. So I get to choose two base perks. I get to choose a bonus perk and an ultimate perk. So let's look at what my options are here. So I haven't unlocked everything yet. So strong arm, it makes you a better thrower, which I do like. Actually, let me quickly look. What do I have in Phantom? Battle hardened and double time. Okay, so I can just like basically run around quickly, be less affected by other people's stuff. And then I can hide from other people's stuff, and then I can hide even more from other people's stuff. But then the other one that I use a lot is so I use Hunter, which lets me be better with placing equipment, which is what Strong Arm does. I can track other people. I can see where they've been. I can spot their equipment, and Overclock lets me use my field upgrades more. So this is all about equipment, basically. That's what Hunter is. But I think Deadeye is my favorite. Deadeye gives me overkill, which means I can carry 2 weapons of any kind that I want. Strong arm means that I'm good with the equipment. Fast hands means that I swap equipment, reload things faster, and then high alert lets me know where enemies are. And that's the one I use with my favorite class. But let me back out here to my perk package. Okay, now that I've reminded myself what I do enjoy, let's see if we can. Okay, so what is Bomb Squad? Reduce damage from non-killstreak explosives. Okay, so if I chose that, so that's one I don't think I have in any of the ones I use a lot. Wasn't there one that made someone better? Oh, Battle Hardened is locked. Oh, okay, it's unlocked so I need to get up to level 37. I was about to say that Battle Hardened and Bomb Squad together would just basically let you ignore enemy equipment really, really effectively, but I don't have access to that yet. What are my actual favorites? I only grabbed Bomb Squad, actually, because it was one that I hadn't used much before. What are my favorites? I like running around. Scavenger lets me resupply ammo, so I don't run out. That's actually... I have gotten into a couple situations where I wish that I had more ammo. Extra tactical. I haven't unlocked kind of my favorite tactical options yet, so that doesn't seem as worthwhile. I think maybe I'll go Overkill and... Okay, I haven't unlocked Tracker. Actually, let's go Scavenger and Strong Arm. So basically, I'm just replenishing my ammo all the time. I'm good at planting equipment. And then, what is our overall go with it? Okay, so I've only unlocked a couple of these. I can either do fast hands and hardline. Fast hands means that I can use my gun faster, reload it faster, swap it faster. Hardline means I get kill streaks faster. Let's be inspired by La Coalición, and let's make a... let's make one that's just specialized in getting all the equipment. Okay, actually, this actually looks really good. So, let's actually go extra tactical, scavenger. Is there anything else to do with... Oh, and strong arm. Okay, so this is the ultimate equipment-focused, powerful equipment-focused build here, where I get an extra tactical item, I get better at throwing things, I get kill streaks faster, and I get my ultimate piece of tactical equipment faster. So that's what I'll do, and I will call this. Let's see here. Edit. What can I rename this? It's got to be a way to rename. Oh, there we go. Rename this. So I'm gonna rename this La See. Can I do accents? Is it cowlicks? Does this let me... Is there an option for accents? I can capitalize. I can switch to... I don't know if the English version of this lets me do accents. I might just have to do it without the accent on the O. So yeah, so now I've got my La Coalición package. So let's switch out. Let's go to Sasquatch over here. And let's switch Sasquatch out for La Coalición. And then, okay, and so that's the way that perk packages work, apparently, and that's pretty fun, actually. I like putting that together. Once I've unlocked everything, I think I'll probably put a little bit more effort into sort of customizing my perfect perk packages. So the other thing we should look at is Gunsmith. So this is the gun that I've been using. I just barely unlocked my very first couple of upgrades for it. So you can see the gun is presented here, and I can look at the stock. I can replace the stock with a more different stock. So this one, it reduces aim down sight speed even more, but it gives me more recoil control. I don't know if I need that, but I'm selecting it anyway just to show it to you. So you see that I can physically see these things changing on the gun. And then under barrel, I can add a bipod, which means that I can bipod mount it, which I think, that means that the weapon can be mounted when prone. So I can just lie down and mount it. Because normally, you saw me mounting on like the edge of a wall and stuff like that. You can mount a gun to make it just suddenly much, much better at recoil, at handling recoil. And then the bipod lets me lie down and do that. So yeah, let's totally add the bipod. So I've done this with a lot of my other guns. Like, I should show you. So this is my favorite class, my Red Talon class here. And you can see this is my favorite gun so far. This is the EBR-14. It is a marksman rifle, which means 2 shots to take anyone down. I think maybe if I hit them in the foot, it might take 3 shots, but basically I've noticed it basically takes 2 shots to take people down. And so I've built all of its little options here around the fact that I want to reduce its recoil. So I can just basically get just like double tap straight in the middle of the vitals for anybody, and it feels really good when I do it right. But one thing that's been really interesting is realizing how the unlocking scheme for these things works. So traditionally in Call of Duty, what it was, and there's a lot of different ways that it's worked over time, but basically you get a gun, and then that gun has got a particular set of attachments that are available for it, and a bunch of camouflage, a bunch of different sort of surfaces, materials you can apply to it. And those are dedicated to that gun, and each time you get a new gun, you have nothing for that gun, and you start that gun from scratch. In this game, each gun has a particular set of attachments that unlock for that gun, but and also camouflages that unlock for that gun, and it's actually a smaller number than Vanguard, but if one of the items that you unlock for a particular gun is cross-compatible with other guns, you also unlock it for those other guns. So that, like, for instance, I think I unlocked the Lone Wolf Optic with the first assault rifle that you get, and then it was unlocked for this gun. I don't think I unlocked this one for this gun. Let me look at my progression here. Yeah, you'll notice that optic does not appear anywhere in the progression. There's only 15 items on the progression for this gun, which I've maxed out. And none of them are that optic. The only optic is this guy right here, this FTAC Locus SP, which is it's a deeper zoom. I don't really like deeper zooms. And so I didn't use it, but I'm using an attachment that I unlocked with another gun. And so this is really taking advantage of the fact that, modern guns do have a lot of interoperability when it comes to, being able to put attachments on them. And so while I think a gun can have some dedicated pieces that only work with that gun, a lot of the time you'll end up unlocking something for one gun that then carries over to the next gun. So you never have to unlock the same exact attachment twice. And one of the ways that that means that they only have a smaller number of attachments per gun, which means that this gun, like, I've only been playing Call of Duty multiplayer for a day or two, and I've already maxed out my favorite gun, which actually kind of feels good that I've maxed out my favorite gun. Except, have a look at it, like, when I open up the optics, for instance, there's actually a bunch that are still locked because I haven't unlocked them with other guns yet. So there's still a lot of progression that I can still do, a lot of new things that I haven't unlocked yet that I could use for this gun. But to get them, I have to go play with other guns, and I have to sort of explore the boundaries of the system. Another thing you'll notice, another way that they sort of make the sort of progression track for these guns deeper is guns will unlock alternate versions of themselves with a receiver upgrade. So you'll notice over here, at this point, I unlocked a new receiver for the gun, which effectively makes it a different gun with a different caliber and a different action. And so it unlocked, so I was the EBR-14. When I got to the receiver upgrade, I unlocked the SO14, which I don't actually remember what the difference was, but I've just barely started messing with the SO14. But because these are effectively the same gun, I'm expecting that most of these items here will also be interoperable with the original gun. So these are treated as two different guns that I can equip one or the other, but I'm continuing to unlock things that apply to the previous gun. Except these big square categories, all these do is unlock a category. So like, for instance, I've unlocked a laser somewhere. Yeah, so I've unlocked a laser attachment for the original gun. My SO14, the EBR can do the laser. SO14 cannot do the laser until I get to level 4. And then it unlocks every laser that has been available from other guns throughout the thing. So La Coalition wants to know if I could give the EBR-14 a drum mag. So right now I actually decided against, because you can only put 5 attachments on a gun, I decided against having a magazine attachment so that I could get this 22-inch Boremaster barrel. But no, I can only go up to 20-round mag, to a 20-round mag with this one. And so I could choose a 20-round mag, but I would have to sacrifice something else. And so far, I've actually just been quick enough at frequently cycling my ammo, and because this class has actually got an SMG as a secondary, so I can switch to that if I run out of ammo and I don't have time to reload. And still be really effective, because this is a good SMG. I just didn't feel like I needed to have, like, I tried it with the larger magazines for a while, just felt like I didn't need it that much, and so I went back. Basically, it's kind of, I tend to fire about 5 times per volley, so basically I know in my head I get to attack 2 people and then I have to reload, and I just kind of get that schedule locked in my head. Space Case points out, by the way, you can also tune each mod. I should look at that. I haven't done it because it is intimidating the crap out of me, but let's for instance look at my Boremaster barrel. When you max out a gun, the advantage you get from maxing out the gun is you get to tune it. And so you click that, and basically you're looking at all of the effects that this barrel has on your gun. And it's a little like sort of, looks like a spiderweb map basically, where each of those points, like, it's enhancing the range, it's reducing the handling, it's neutral on the damage, it's increasing recoil management, I believe, maybe, yeah, recoil control. And so if I go over and if I raise the recoil steadiness, you can see that I'm sacrificing mobility. You can see how that's moving? Like, as I go up this scale, mobility is shrinking, and recoil grows, or the inverse. And then similarly, I want to get back to 0. I can't get back to 0. Wait a minute. Where is... okay, whatever. And then if I go left and right, similarly, damage range goes up, but aim down sight speed goes down relatively. And then I can... So basically, I can decide... So each of these attachments... Basically, the special thing about each attachment isn't just how much of a benefit that it gives you in each of these categories. It's got 2 specific trade-offs that it's making. At least in this case, it's got 2 specific trade-offs that it's making. And then I get to decide exactly how much of each of those trade-offs I want, or which ones I want. Or if I wanted to say, no, I just want to do maximum damage with this sucker and screw aim down sight speed. Turns out I kind of want balance, but if I start noticing them, like, oh, I'm getting really frustrated by the fact that I just can't aim down my sights fast enough, I can get into each of these things. But if I don't want to swap out any of my attachments, I can get into the details of each attachment, and I can fix the one problem that I'm having without losing the other benefits that I'm getting. So, yeah, so, by the way, Raneth Court is asking, is a class in this game just a loadout? Basically, yes. It's a loadout, but it's a loadout that includes perks, which are not really equipment necessarily. They're just things that you're capable of doing as a person. But yeah, so this is basically what a class is. So if I back out here, the titles along the bottom of the screen: Shadow Company, Red Talon, Echo Lab, Ultra Manhattan, and Sasquatch. These are names that I've written. These are classes that I've come up with, and each of them has got an array of 2 weapons, a tactical, a lethal, perk package, and field upgrade. And so I can choose each of those little sub items for each of these classes. And then once I drill into one of them, I can also make a lot of detailed changes to each of these. So, including the thing I named after... Oh, wait, where did I put it? The thing I named after La Coalición right here, which is a perk package. But that's it. Basically, there aren't really many differences. The other thing that you can choose about yourself is which operator you're playing. So right now, I've been playing Gus and Rose. just because they look nice. I think that in Vanguard, there were specific challenges associated with each of these characters, but I haven't. If those exist in Modern Warfare 2, I haven't found them. And I'm kind of okay with not having found them because it's just another thing to worry about right now, and I'm still getting into the whole rest of the game. But I just like the way these two look, and so these two were my official badasses that I play as. So yeah, so there's the new create a class system, and you saw some gameplay. So I think we might kind of have an episode here. Let me go back and have a look at the chat here. I don't think I've missed anything. Oh yeah, so La Coalition was saying that basically if I gave that EBR-14 a drum magazine, it would effectively become the RTX Hordebreaker from State of Decay 2. And that makes a lot of sense, yeah. But I think they do have drum mags in this game, but I think they're for different classes of guns. I think the whole point of the guns that they consider to be marksman rifles is that I'm trading off a huge ammo capacity in favor of a lot of precision. And so, yeah. So, you know what? I think what I'd like to do is let's wrap up this episode, but then I've actually got time before my next meeting. We can do another episode of Call of Duty in which I play with a class that I actually like a little bit better, and we'll see if I can do a little bit better in combat. So far, I've kind of been breaking even. Sometimes I do well, sometimes I do poorly, and sometimes I'm just middle of the road. We haven't really established where my skill level belongs in this game, so why don't we do another episode after you subscribe to my channel? And that episode is going to go here if you're watching this later on YouTube. But if you're watching me live on Twitch, we'll just go on and record that episode right now. I'll cross my fingers that I play really well.